Number 1 was Drake May. And then he was top 3 beyond 20 yards, which we have. I'm not going to get too much into this because we kind of talked about it in private, but Bryce was the 3rd highest accuracy rate, throwing the ball beyond 20 yards. And he's thrown the ball beyond 20 yards more than Drake May, more than when you talk about on a per-game basis, more than Drake May, more than Herbert, more than Mahomes, more than Josh Allen. And the only player that threw the ball more out of those top-tier guys was Jordan Love. Threw it more beyond 20 yards on a per-game basis. And still Bryce was top 3 in accuracy rate beyond 20 yards. The premise that we are afraid to throw because the quarterback is incapable, all of this bullshit. When he's throwing the ball 20 yards, he's the 3rd most accurate quarterback in the NFL. And he throws it at a higher rate than the elites. For some reason,
because I haven't seen it on the football field. How many passes did he throw? How many passes did he throw on Sunday past 20 yards?
We ain't talking about Sunday when there's 25 not wins and it was a high school game plan to prevent them
from stop
doing
Jordan Love from doing it.
And he almost threw 3 interceptions because of it.
I get it. I'm just saying he doesn't. Our offense
Jordan Love
to run the ball.
This was not a normal game plan, and you would be lying to yourself if you said it was a normal week-to-week game plan.
We played a game plan that put us in a position to win a game.
It was a high school game plan. Hey, there's rain outside. We will not throw the ball one time. That's a high school game plan. It's raining. We will not throw the ball once. We're going to run the ball in a goal line package for an entire 4 quarters. That's essentially the way that they walked into this game.
But I mean,
they knew the wind was out of control.
That's the coaching aspect of it. But from a player's talent standpoint, again, you can call it what you will. I'll say it because
I mean, I get it, but I'm at the point now where
tells me that he's not capable of doing it.
Me personally, I'm at the point now to where I don't give 2 shits about those stats. Those numbers, they can say whatever they want. I do not care. What I see on the field,
correct.
What I see physically when I watch football, it is not explosive. It is very dull. The opportunities that we do have, we don't hit on them, whether that's wide receivers not catching it, whatever it may be. When I'm watching the game, the passing offense is nowhere close to being explosive whatsoever. Correct. Yes, he can throw it down the ball and hit it in the area where the wide receiver needs to catch it.
At the 3rd highest accuracy rate, yes.
That's fine. That's fine.
Beyond 20 yards.
That is fine.
Having an accurate pass beyond 20 yards, my question is,
what else can the quarterback do?
Listen, what was the attempts? What was the minimum attempts required to qualify for that stat?
All I know is he had
and
this is what I brought up when the stat came up.
Because the stats don't always matter
when you throw it, when you're throwing it at a lower rate, and I'm not talking about he's thrown it 30 sometimes, but how many is the size of the opportunities he has, like how low is that? Because when the percentages are lower in that degree, your stats are going to look better because you're not doing it at high.
I was talking about attempts. How many times did he attempt to throw beyond 20 yards?
Yes.
Yeah, but this is one
more on a per game basis.
I don't want to go into tangent about Bryce Young because I don't.
How many passes has he thrown that qualify for that stat? That's my question.
24.
Answer me this.
Drake May was 17. Drake May threw the ball. Hold on. Drake May threw the ball 17 times.
I'm not talking about Drake May.
I'm talking about all of the quarterbacks.
We're talking about anybody else.
We're talking about in comparison to the league because that's the standard. You guys keep saying that we don't do it, but you have to go across the league. How many times are the other quarterbacks doing it? To say that we do it so little and he's doing it more than them, that's a false statement. It's incorrect. He's doing it more. How
many pass attempts has he had 20 yards downfield?
I just told you, 24.
24. And how many games have we played?
That was before this week.
Okay.
This stat was all before this week.
I don't think they had one this week.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Yeah, maybe one.
But again, that was the whole game plan.
So what? That's 8 weeks?
So 7 weeks because he missed week 8.
Yeah.
So through 7 weeks, he threw 24 passes beyond 20 yards.
That's 3.5
through 7 weeks.
attempts a game.
Yes, through 7 weeks, Drake May had only thrown 17. No, actually, that was 17 in 8 weeks. So even with an extra week, he's threw 7 less than Bryce beyond 20 yards.
And look at the team. Look at the caliber of players they have. So I'm not surprised that Drake May doesn't throw the ball downfield. That's not how the team plays.
But no, that's like what everybody says that's how they play because he's this MVP guy. He's throwing
but the big number that you're not talking about is that 10 to 19 yard range that he's like ass on.
Right. So this is where you start to talk football, Seth, and you can do this. You can definitely understand this concept. If you don't have a speed guy to pull the safeties into their deep half or deep thirds, the underneath stuff, middle of the field is hard because the safeties can just park. The safeties sit in that 10 to 15 yard range, and you can't get those. It's very muddied until you have guys that stretch the defense to get the safeties to respect speed, respect the vertical game. Then that middle of the field is damn near impossible to go to because it's got linebackers, it's got the safeties, it's got the nickel corners, it's got everything. The middle of the field is completely mudded if you aren't stretching the field with speed as in a threat. We're throwing the ball deep. We just don't have a speed guy to make them respect it. So you don't have the safety bailing in coverage, just turning, oh shit, I got to make sure this guy isn't getting past me, and leaving the middle of the field, opening up the middle of the field. So that it's based off of personnel. All of these stats are based off of personnel. Again, you judge a quarterback. Now that stat off the middle of the field, 100%. I gave my analysis on why I feel that's what it is, but the numbers are the numbers, right?
What was the stat for that?
Within 10 to 15. I can't remember the exact number, but he was in the red between the 10 to 15 or 10 to 20 yard range. The middle of the field, mudded, which I think is particularly because we don't have safeties respecting our deep throw because nobody speed-wise, skill-wise in the skill positions are making you respect it so they can park. They can just sit at that 10 to 20 yard range and they don't ever have to bail into their zone. That's my theory on it. But when it comes to the deep pass, we are still throwing it, but we are the 5th lowest in explosive play rate. Why? So when you are the 3rd most accurate and you are throwing it at a rate higher than Patrick Mahomes beyond 20 yards with accuracy, how are you still so bad? It's the personnel. That's a personnel deficiency. That means the guys aren't catching the football. And we can count 5 or 6 events where our number 1 draft pick is dropping touchdowns beyond 20-yard passes. And that's our best receiver. So you think Bryson Tremaine's going to carry? You think these guys are coming in from practice squads are going to actually make these? So our attempts have been there. We don't look explosive because the guys aren't bringing the ball in. That is the concern. This offense is set up to be explosive. The guys have to play the game. So all you can do is judge. We're still, again, you can keep saying that. The numbers are saying that is fraudulent. We are still throwing the ball deep more than Patrick Mahomes.
How many rush attempts did we have last week?
Still there. You're talking about a game and 25 not wins.
How many rush attempts have we had in the last 6 weeks?
We have been one. You had a blowout against the Bills with Sam Darnold with a big what's his name with a fucking broken thumb. Andy Dalton with a broken thumb. So you're going back 2 weeks to even get into this number. We're not.
I think those are the games that you should look at and really. This is the thing. He's been very mid this season. Bryce has.
Correct.
On the stat book, yes.
On the stat book, he's been very mid. In games where you're getting blown out, the only time we have seen Bryce somewhat look competent in the past game is against the Arizona Cardinals, where he had to travel back. He had to come back. But the 2 games you got blown out in, you have scored under 10 points.
Correct.
And like I said, I understand the degree, and we go back to these drop passes. Right now, the Panthers are mid, based off what the league calls drop pass. We are middle of the pack right now with 9 drop passes as a team across the league. Jacksonville's sitting at number 1 with 21. I know you don't want to hear it.
No, I'm saying it's just not accurate.
But last year, guess where we were at? We were top 10 about this time of the year, and I think we had over 15 drop passes through the 9 weeks. We are now middle of the pack right now. So it ain't all the receivers. I know we keep going back. We get it that the talent is not compared to what other teams are. It is not, as far as receiver corps, this is not a talented receiving corps.
Am I over here beating the table that this system is elite?
No. But what I do think happens with you is that you do find excuses to take the pressure off Bryce when we're in year 3. And we should 100% be seeing something more from Bryce in year 3. And
I'm not disagreeing. I'm disagreeing. I'm talking about.
Would you give him $50 million a year guaranteed today?
Absolutely not.
He wouldn't make it. No, he numbers alone. But that's numbers alone aren't going to give him that. Numbers alone. No, it's not starting. That's Josh Allen's number. That's not starting. That's going to be CJ Stroud's threshold. Well, he got 55 potentially, and he got $5 million less than Dak Prescott. So whatever Dak Prescott's contract was, he got $5 million less than Dak.
That's the going rate for your contract extension on a second-year quarterback.
We're going to see
about having to give this person $50+ million a year in a contract.
He's going to get a second contract, and he's going to be a Carolina Panther. And if it's at a bargain, great. Keep getting talent around him.
I don't know if he gets a contract. I think they take the option.
That's where I was going. So James,
I think they take the option. I don't think
he's going to re-sign with the Panthers.
I think they.
I don't know if we're going to be able to offer him a contract based off of the value of the position because I don't think he's the answer.
He will serve a second contract in Carolina. I don't care if it's going to be at the end of this season or if it's the end of next season. I don't give a fuck about that. He will be a Carolina Panther for a second contract. When you evaluate a player, this is where you guys always get so ahead of yourself. This is why you guys look at Sam Darnold. Look at Sam Darnold right now.
We had Sam Darnold on our roster.
He's going crazy.
We had Baker on our roster.
Why? Why did they? Why did they suck in Carolina? Because the team is trash. No, the team was trash, John. The team was trash. We have got to acknowledge that our team just sucks. You can only grade the player at the things that they can control.
We're going back to the team sucks.
So I'm going to read 2 numbers for you, okay? Before James says what he's going to say, I'm going to read 2 numbers. Bryce Young has 149 completed passes this year. Okay, 149 completed passes, 244 attempts. Rico Dowell, who's been a starter for 3 weeks out of the season, has 131 carries. Like I said, it's not sustainable. If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, 100%. You have to be that guy. You don't see any team contending to win a Super Bowl that doesn't have the answer at the quarterback position. We're not there yet. The numbers don't lie. Here's another question.
I'm not saying that.
Do you know what Bryce Young's completion percentage is right now?
It's like 65, 70, something like that.
61.1.
Yeah, it was because of this game that crushed his numbers. But yes, he was in 65 range.
I think what was his game stats for this week?
He was like 12
15 out of
22.
11 for 20.
He only had 18 attempts.
Yeah, he only had.
He was 12 or 13 for 18.
It was 11.
So it wasn't this week that threw him and skewed his numbers. That's not accurate at all.
This was his most inaccurate game.
My point. What was Cam Newton's career completion percentage?
John, you're looking at it apparently, so just say it.
I don't know what Cam Newton's career completion percentage is, but I'm pretty sure it's around 62 to 63%. Bryce Young is completing the same number of percentage passes this year as Cam Newton did on average, and he's bringing absolutely nothing when it comes to the ability to excel a team. That's why I like Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is a good football player.
He's a game manager.
I don't think he's
as of right now, where he's
Cam Newton was a career completion percentage of 59%.
So they're all 2%.
Right now, where Bryce is at for the Carolina Panthers, he is, and I'm not saying this is him, but where he's currently at on this is in this scheme and where the team is at right now, he is currently the game manager of this.
Okay,
team.
I've heard all that. When you grade a player, especially the quarterback position, what is important about the quarterback position? When they throw the football, it gets to the receiver in an accurate manner, right? Is that important? Is it important?
The most important
is.
part about a
It
quarterback
is.
position is win-loss.
No, that's a team accomplishment.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Let's be real.
It's a team
Quarterbacks are
accomplishment.
judged off of how many games they win and how many
In
games
your
they
eyes, potentially, sure. But to me, when I grade a quarterback, I look at what they can physically do to the game. I look at accuracy. If you're throwing the ball and you're putting the ball in position, that's you did your part. You put the ball on the receiver. That's your job. That's your job. And when you're doing it at a top 3 in 2 different categories, I'm happy with that. With the roster that we have.
You cannot say you're happy with the
With
play
the
of Bryce Young
roster
this
that
year.
we have and with the way that they are playing
There's
this,
no way.
with the
There's no
way
way.
that they're, that's
There's
fine.
no way. There's no
That's
way.
fine.
I mean, it's your opinion.
I
My
am.
opinion is I can't be happy with what
I
I'm seeing
think
from
that's
that
why I
position.
wanted Waddle. These are the reasons I wanted to go grab another receiver, because you needed a guy who can win at the line of scrimmage, because Tet doesn't do it often. He can beat the zone he's a great receiver when it comes to beating the zone. He sits in the zone. He comes back to the football. He's good at hands catches. Just somehow, as soon as somebody puts a pinky on his elbow when he's going up to make a catch, he can't get one of the arms up. He's very weak through contact.
Okay, that's fine, but the same thing I said to you about it is like, why bring in a
Tet
guy?
has more receiving yards than every wide receiver on the roster
I know,
combined.
this
Not
is
named.
Tet
what
is
I'm saying.
not the problem. I'm just saying, like, that's the
Why-
thing we have.
Why
I'm
do
saying if
you
we
go?
got another player, this looks completely different.
But
There's got to be a
how?
reason why
It's
the coach is
But if the quarterback
not.
can't facilitate it, then is it really going to look
No,
different?
it
That's
is.
my
But what I'm saying is,
It's not
why
gonna
bring in a
facilitate it.
caliber? Why would you go trade for a caliber of that play if the scheme is showing you're not going to utilize a guy to that degree?
I think the scheme is used this way because of the fact that they know we don't have the skill set.
I don't
They
agree
have
with
to
that.
play to the strengths.
We
We
have
have a bunch of rookies. You said it last week.
Is that
last
playing to the
episode.
team strengths or are they playing to Bryce's strengths?
To the team strengths, because clearly they were stretching the field last year with less talent. But they had
Okay.
Thielen. They had Thielen, who was getting open all the time. They played the pass significantly more last year, and he almost beat 3 top-tier playoff teams and almost beat 2 teams in the Super Bowl off of his arm.
Correct. And I think
So it's
this
not
year,
that
what
they're
they're doing-
limiting Bryce, because they've shown that they trust Bryce. They've
What
shown
about
that Bryce
now?
can put them in the game. The defense is what lost us most of those games last year. Now our defense is respectable. It's
The
like
offense
it's
is.
okay. It's okay. But and it took us to the second half of the season for us to be unleashed offensively. Let's just call it what it is. It didn't happen right away. It was the second half of the season, and then the offense completely took a turn. Let's just be realistic about it. But they showed that they trust Bryce to put the game in his hands and go and win football games. And he did it time and time again. And then the defense folded every time last year. We won 5 games with significantly less talent. And it was because of the arm of Bryce Young. He put us in those situations to win because we didn't have a defense to help us. And who was our best receiver when Thielen was down? Jalen Coker, who's doing nothing now, like XL. Who do we have? We had nothing. We had guys that did nothing but put the ball on the turf. And we won 5 games. We shouldn't have even been in the
But
conversation for 5
what
victories.
you're saying is like we're playing to the strength of the team, so that's saying that our current roster is worse than our roster we had last year.
I think it's way younger. There's less veteran presence to help guide those younger guys. You have Renfro, who's a year out and now not even a part of the offense because he's a shell of himself. But I think Thielen made that much of an impact on our offense that he could assist in the maturation process of these guys, the grooming process of these guys, helping them stay in the right positions, getting them like the timing of their routes, the timing of their releases, the timing of their drags, the timing of their pick routes. He helped with so much with his veteran presence and his leadership. We do not have that now. We have literally a room full of guys that, James, you said just a couple weeks ago, the youngest in the NFL. No other team can say they have a younger team at the receiving corps. Why not just say maybe, just maybe, that is probably a reason that we've decided to not throw the ball as much.
What I'm saying is we're just seeing there's certain things about when we talk about elite quarterbacks that I said
I'm
this.
not
I said this
disagreeing
with
that
Seth.
they
I said
are
this with
holding
Seth.
it
Seth,
back.
what did I say we were on? There is a group of guys that when you have a conversation about, there's one name that will never come into that conversation, and it's Bryce Young. He was a number 1 overall pick. And when you talk elite quarterbacks,
And
you do
never
not throw him
loved.
in that caliber
Yeah.
currently.
I mean, I would never be able to sit here and put him in elite category.
That's what I'm saying. So we're going
Because again, we're talking, when you say elite, you're talking guys like a Josh Allen who can quite literally physically carry a team. The Cam Newtons who can quite literally physically carry a team. Lamar Jackson carry a team, not physically, but he can carry a team. Like he ain't trucking nobody like Allen and Cam. You're talking about Joe Burrow, but I mean, his own fucking receiver said Joe Burrow's a game manager. But
so here's my question for you. If you took every starting quarterback in the NFL right now, all 32, and you put them in an order, can you honestly say Bryce Young is a top 12 quarterback in the NFL? Top 12. Not top 10, top 12.
I think
is
so.
there 12 guys that you could list that you would take ahead of Bryce Young?
I think I could put him in top 12.
I'm just seeing young guys doing more. I'm seeing Jackson Dart do more.
Yeah.
I'm seeing exactly.
They're slinging it, but look at what he has.
I'm seeing Bo
He doesn't
Nix
have
do
Malik
more.
Neighbors out there.
I'm just seeing these I'm seeing the young guys. CJ Stroud slings it. I mean,
I sent you a text last night. Flourney or whatever for Dallas made a catch that Tet hasn't made this year. He's our fourth receiver.
And like I told you, but guess what? Guess who might not see a snap next week?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That guy. You know what I mean? So you're going to have guys. I get what you're saying. Yes, NFL guys have to make NFL catches.
Where's Bryson Tremaine going to play in this league outside of Carolina Panthers?
No,
he's the number 3. He's the number 3 on our team right now. Where is he going to go? He is. Who is it? Who's our number 3 then?
Coker
because
is our number 3 right now.
It's Coker, and then it's Bryson Tremaine. Who's the number 2?
XL.
Oh, yeah. We always forget about XL because he sucks anyway. But
nobody forgot about XL. You forget about XL, but I'm saying
XL, yeah.
he is.
You've deleted XL from your memory.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's fine. It is what it is. Like I said, the whole reason he's first round capital, so he's not going anywhere for at least the next.
I picked my quarterback to question you because I'm just looking at all of the teams, not even the names of the quarterbacks. Would you rather have Bryce Young or Daniel Jones?
Or Daniel Jones? I'm taking Bryce Young.
I don't know.
You wouldn't have said that last year. Relax, people.
I sure
relax.
From an arm talent? From an arm talent?
But I'm telling you, no. Y'all, no. I don't want to hear shit.
He's already made a Pro Bowl.
As soon as he got to a team that has talent, now everybody's on Daniel Jones's dick.
Nobody's on Daniel Jones.
But what did I just say? He made a Pro Bowl. He took the Giants to the playoffs, and he won a playoff game with the Giants.
It's year 3 with the worst roster until this year in the league. Like, we had the historically bad defense last year.
We all understand.
People are talking about the Bengals and how bad their defense was. Like, this is a team sport. This is a team sport. And people keep forgetting about that. You have to play complementary football. This is something that they talk about all the time. I hate hearing it, but it's so fucking true. When you have the 32nd ranked defense in every statistical category and you break a record for points allowed in a season and you still won 5 games. You still won 5 games. You didn't have Jamar Chase. You didn't have T. Higgins. You didn't have Chase Brown. You did not have Joe Burrow. And you still won 5 games. I don't know what the fuck else you need to see. When you don't have anything on your roster.
Ain't winning 5 games, man.
I'm not saying that
I'm just team win and make the playoffs.
No shit. I'm saying you gotta talk about the situation. You expect that guy to go out and win more with that?
Talk about the situation for the last
How many games did the Bengals win last year? And they have all
9.
of those
They
have all of those all-stars across their roster.
I'll pull that.
Their entire all-star team, and they won 9 games. And they weren't even nearly as bad. We averaged almost like 6 points more allowed per game than the Cincinnati Bengals. and we only lost 4 more games than them, and we almost won. If it wasn't for the defense, we almost beat Kansas City, we almost beat the Eagles, we almost beat Tampa Bay. We would have been an 8-win team with the historically bad defense because Bryce Young took the lead in all 3 of those games. Excel dropped the game winner.
All right, next question. Has Bryce Young shown regression this year compared to where he finished out last year?
I don't think he's still regression. I think they've stopped. They've changed the system.
That's the same system, same coach.
It's the same system.
Almost the same offense.
It's definitely not the
only
same.
difference
They're literally
is
going bell cow
versus. Well, yes, but that's how they're going to win games. They understand that this team is only.
He's having a historically best statistical season. You just said he's regressing, but he's having statistically his best season of his career.
Statistically, he's on pace for a 61 completion percentage of 2,400 yards and 22 touchdowns and 11 picks. That ain't great.
Before last week, and before he missed, 2 weeks ago, and before they played a very conservative only run, he was on pace. And at the end of week 7, having a historical season. He was at 65, 66. No, he's at like 68. I don't know.
11 out of 20, by the way. His completion percentage last week was 55. I've already.
Yeah, so 55.
I mean, that game didn't impact him in a significant.
That's a pretty damn bad.
11 out of 20. It'd have been different if it was 11 out of 35. It was 11 out of 20.
Still bad. That's 55%. It's pretty fucking horrible.
I'm not saying they ain't.
Yeah.
But it's not going to impact his overall season stats and make it drop 3% from 2 weeks ago. It's not going to happen.
We're nowhere close to being a playoff team, and it's coming down to personnel. It's always going to be about personnel until everyone realizes it's a team sport. It's a team sport.
It's a team sport.
It's a team sport. You've got to have talent. Every quarterback has better talent. Even Drake May.
All right.
I
don't agree with that.
Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is not a good receiver.
He's a good receiver.
Stephon Diggs is a 4-time All-Pro.
Stephon Diggs. That's what he has.
He was a 4-time All-Pro.
He's cooking right now. He's the leader of that. Leadership matters. We still, James.
If you actually look at that, look at how inconsistent.
I'm literally on your side, James, where you just said to the last episode, we are the only team with all rookies and first-year players. I'm on your side about that. Tell me.
No, I said the only, but I did say the only team that's close to the Carolina Panthers is the New England Patriots.
But they have Stephon Diggs,
they have one singular guy. All right, they have one singular guy, and Bryce Young is not touching Drake May right now. He is not touching Drake May.
Yeah, they're not even in the same
close. They're not even in the same fucking conversation of what Drake May is doing.
Statistically, Drake May is the best quarterback in the league on the same metrics that I just talked to you about.
And he has one guy.
Metrics.
We have one guy.
Well, I'm talking about accuracy rate. Again, you grade off of their fucking accuracy.
One guy.
You still grade off of the accuracy, and his accuracy is he's the best in the league. I just validated your argument.
No, what I'm saying is
yes, he's not touching him.
You keep finding these padded stats.
How is that a padded stat? I just agreed with you that he's not touching Drake May. Drake May is the number one.
We're going to talk about Drake May real quick.
We will. Hold on. I'm going to talk about the exact same statistical metric. Drake May is the number 1 ranked quarterback throwing beyond 20 yards when it comes to accuracy. He is the number 1 quarterback within under 10 yards, and he's the number 3 quarterback from 10 to 20 yards. That is accuracy. Nobody's touching him. He is literally number 1 when it comes to accuracy.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm talking from a talent standpoint.
But still, he's still accurate. He's the most accurate quarterback in the league. From what he is doing at his position, the things that he's capable of doing. Your job as a quarterback, hike the ball, throw the ball accurately. That's your job. Make the right read, throw the ball accurately. He is number 1 overall in the league. Yes. He is number 1 with the under 10 yards. He's number 1 beyond 10 yards. He's number 3 from 10 to 20. Bryce Young is number 3 at 0 to 10. He's number 3 he might be number 2 from 0 to 10. He's number 3 from 10 from 20 and beyond, and he's not even ranked in the top 3. I don't know where he's ranked between 10 and 20. My theory is I already said it, but I think it's personnel. But there's nobody to stretch defense.
But when coming into the season before any games were ever played, the 2 worst offenses as far as skill positions around a quarterback consensusly was Carolina and New England. And one of those teams are 7-2.
Right. And we're
one of those teams have a quarterback with a 74% completion percentage It is an MVP conversation.
Right. And he's throwing just about everything beyond inside that 15 yards.
If it works, it works.
And they have a great defense still. It's still complimentary football. I'm not taking from what Drake May is doing. I just said it. Nobody in the league is touching him when it comes to his accuracy. He's the most accurate quarterback in the league. So, of course, he's going to excel. He's the most accurate passer in the NFL right now. So,
Drake May's making Josh Allen. That's who Drake May reminds me of.
I wasn't comparing.
But better passer, because Josh Allen is not even as good of a passer as Drake May. I'm sorry.
No, I was just meaning from like their competitive build, their body stature, the play style is very similar. They're both not afraid to take a shot anywhere on a football field. They're both willing to tuck a ball and run you over. That's their similar skill sets. I've looked at Drake May from his time in Carolina, and that's who I comped him to coming out as a rookie. I thought he was.
But see, I'm not even comparing Bryce to Drake. I'm just talking about from a talent standpoint. When we talk about they have Stephon Diggs and we have Ted McMillan, but Ted McMillan is currently higher than Stephon Diggs when it comes to receiving numbers. So we currently have the better wide receiver. When we talk about numbers, we currently have the better wide receiver.
But numbers-wise, Drake May is blowing everyone out of the water on accuracy.
I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about you were talking about talent.
You're talking about skill positions.
You were talking about skill positions on the problem. When we currently have, when it comes to those two guys, we have the better wide receiver out of the two. We're still. I'm not talking about Stephon Diggs his entire career. I'm talking about this year where they stand
today.
With Kayshon Boutte, he's got 4 touchdowns. He's got like 300 something yards.
431 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. So he's got 400 something receiving yards. They got Stephon Diggs at a complimentary 400 something receiving yards. They've got a tight end that's cooking. They've got guys. They don't have guys. And Drake May is doing a great job. Not taking from Drake May. They have guys.
Okay, so what I'm saying is like we're not in the worst position when it comes to talent. We're not in the worst position.
I think outside of our number one, absolutely. Outside of our number one, it's not even close.
There's a reason why they're not putting the game in Bryce's hand. And I'm talking about in games when we're getting blown out. Still, the offensive side of the ball, we cannot score points if we are not running the football. And all I'm saying is, I'm not saying I agree with you. I do think Bryce is going to have no. It ain't recency bias. It's
just last year he literally was carrying the team offensively.
But
it's just because they've done something different.
So we've said the same thing. It's consistency.
Incapable.
It's consistency, and that was the number one thing. And I said the best game I have still seen Bryce play today is Atlanta game last year. By far the best game I've seen Bryce play.
Oh, no. Atlanta, yeah. But he did the same thing against the Cardinals this year, and then just didn't. But
even the numbers don't look that well. I mean, let's be honest. He still turned the ball over 2 times early in that game.
Yeah,
that put us behind, which we had
two stunts on the first couple plays.
He turned the ball over twice. He still had to put us in a situation where we had to do what we had to do down the stretch. Right. What I'm saying is,
those sacks weren't on Bryce. Those sacks were on the O-line.
The most consistent put together game I've seen him play as a quarterback was last year against Atlanta. He does not do that part consistently on this offense. And we have already said it's the same, if not worse, than what we had last year.
Do you feel this is a finished product team?
No, I do not.
They came out and said that today.
Yeah.
They literally said that this team values draft picks because they're still building.
Yeah,
so
that's why we don't make a trade.
Do we have like good depth? Do we have good quality depth?
No.
Do we have a good?
We're still in. We're still. What I'm saying is we're still in year 3, and it's not consistent football when he is playing.
No one is disagreeing with that. I'm just. Would you talk about? I'm not even disagreeing that it's not consistent football. I just told you. Obviously, every fucking person wearing a Carolina blue as a fan wants to see more. But I'm providing context. Because I will always provide context. I did it for Sam Darnold. I did it for fucking Daniel Jones. I will always do it for everybody. I didn't do it for Baker because I fucking hated him. And I was wrong about him. He's playing in a great system, playing with a bunch of great receivers, still context. But
he also looked good in Cleveland for a year too. So, I mean, it's not like he hasn't played this well. Yeah, it's not like he hasn't played this well
top 5 defense, top 5 running offense. There's still players there. but still context. He wasn't on a scrub team, but I will always provide context. Context is the most important thing. This is a team sport. You have to have everything. This is no quarterback, not one quarterback outside of Cam, and even Cam had a top 5 defense, can win in this league without complimentary football, weapons somewhere on the offense, either with the running back or with a tight end or receiver. But you can't do it with one weapon and one running back with a shit defense. You can't do it with nobody on offense and a good defense. Like, the defense will at least keep you in games and make you have with nobody in offense. That's why they say defense wins championships. So you have a better chance of winning football games with a shit quarterback, a shit receiving core, and a shit running back room with a top 5 defense in this league, because the defense will carry you to a fucking win. But when you don't have defense,
that's what we're seeing this year.
Correct.
Absolutely have very little opportunity to win a game. And we're not a top 5 defense. Not even close.
Seth's been quiet. Seth, what's your thoughts on this situation?
Wins.
Like,
I'm tired of talking about Bryce.